Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. Nobody T and Whitey. Ha ha ha! Hope you guys are doing great, right? So let me just quickly check everything. Okay, I think you people are listening to the raw audio right now. I think so. Is my audio clear? Let me check to myself. Hello? Testing? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. This is good. Let me go check on. Yes, the live is on. Hey GK! Hi! GK, you have to become member GK. Then only you could able to play with me or else you can't. Come on, man. Yeah, man. That's rules are rules. Let me go to Discord. இனமென பிரிந்தது போதும் மொழியென பிறந்தது போதும்
Yeah.
And your
அப்புறம்
partner and you rejected it. Wait. And your subscriber. I'm your subscriber. You are kidding. I know. Mic testing 1 2 3. Okay. என்ன பண்றீங்க எல்லாம் இவ்வளோ சைலண்டா இருக்கீங்க?
கைஜு ஸ்பெல்லிங் KIZU தானே?
So those watching live stream right now, don't forget to make sure you guys double tap the screen.
KAIJU டா.
ஓ ஜேயுவா கைஜு.
நீயே பாக்குறியாங்க?
Double tap the screen.
அப்ப நீயே அங்க பாரு.
இப்பதான் போட்டேன். கரெக்ட் போயிடுச்சு. ஷார்ட்ஸ் லைவ் போட்டேன். அது சப்ஸ்கிரைபர் கொஞ்சம் பூஸ்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஐடியா. ஒரு 3 நாளாக சப்ஸ்கிரைபர் இயரில். கேன் யூ சென்ட் மீ த மெம்பர்ஷிப் ஹியர்? யூ வாண்ட் டு ஜாயின் த மெம்பர்ஷிப்? ரைட். ஸோ வெயிட் ரைட் ஆஃப்டர் திஸ். என்னாச்சு? You know Fortnite reload விளாண்டியா மாமே? எல்லாமே ப்ளூ செஸ்ட்டு. ஏடா மாமே. ஒன்லி ப்ளூ செஸ்ட், ஒன்லி கோல்டு பர்பிள் லூட்டு. சும்மா ஏதோ இந்த FNCSக்காக போர் அடிக்காமல் இருக்குது ஏதோ பண்ணியிருக்காங்க போல இருக்கு. என்னாச்சு? எனக்கும் அப்படி தான் இருந்துச்சு. ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் ஆச்சு, சரியாக போயிடுச்சுண்ணா. ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஓப்பன் பண்ணோன்னே பிசி ஆன் பண்ணோன்னே எனக்கும் அதே மாதிரி வந்துச்சு. லோடிங் எரர் என்னென்னமோலாம் வந்துச்சு. மேலே வச்சு So, buddy, you got a mic on? Mr. 6. Yeah, you got the mic on. Alright. ஆமாம் ப்ரோ கரண்ட் போயிடுச்சு தெரியும் அவன் ஃபோன் பண்ணி சொன்னான் வேறு ப்ரோ ஒரு 8 o'clockலேருந்து உட்காந்துருந்தாரு இவன் ரமணா ஃபோன் பண்ணான் கார்கோ ஃபோன் பண்ணான் கணேஷ் ஃபோன் பண்ணி கண்டிப்பாக ஆடலாம் நாளைக்கு மெட்டல் கியர் வாங்கிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா மெட்டல் கியர் போடுவோம் கூட உட்காருங்க மெட்டல் கியர் சேர்ந்து ஆடுவோம் அப்படி இல்லைனா பார்த்துக்கலாம் கோஆப் கிடையாது பட் அது ஒரு மாதிரி ஸ்டோரி பேஸ்டு கேம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன் அது கோஆப் இருக்கான்னு பார்ப்போம் ஆகல why yo you got a death wish or something my teammate please help me I'm not good player somebody shooting me his teammate is somewhere here. That's why he is again coming. You got some gold loot here. If you want, you can take it. You want, take it. If you don't want, I'll take it. Nice. Please subscribe to my channel. You can take it. You want shotgun ammo? Oh, sorry. Take it. Right. Okay. Let's go have some. No. Nobody took some amazing kill, but still. Oh my god, my teammate does double edit and all. I have to learn editing very soon. Why shorts live? Just to need some more subscriber. Just want to see the difference. Like shorts live is any good or not. Have some more doubts like that. Why people doing shorts live all the time? I want to know that. God, I'm sorry, I'm not talking. People who watching the live stream, make sure you guys double tap the screen. Just support me, use NBD GG as your support critical. Thank you. I get some siphon right there. And I know there's a guy there. I know there's a guy there. Every land somewhere safe. We trade kills. Oh, there's another guy there. Why shot live? Put full live. Put full stream. Show FNCST with the 0 delay and comments. Comments on it live. Abdiya. You guys want to do that? So those watching right now, please make sure you guys give me the thumbs up right now. So we will be playing. We'll be watching some watch party actually. People are asking for a full stream. Shorts live போட்டதுக்கு ரீசன் விஷால் வெல்கம் அபவுட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஷார்ட்ஸ் லைவ் வந்து நமக்கு chatting base increase பண்ணலாம். I need to increase my subscriber base. Recently, if you guys noted, last few monthly, we are not getting not enough views. So currently, so that is the reason. That guy, okay, I like that guy. So we got only 150 views. Our base is getting lower and lower. So I need to gain some Fortnite fans to subscribe to my channel. There are many top-notch giveaways are happening. You should know people are not responding to the giveaways. People are not participating on the giveaways. There are 38,000 V-Bucks is actually active, but people are not using that. That's the reason I want people to join my community. So basically, I share whatever I gain. So base increase பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஷார்ட்ஸ் லைவ் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். Should know for this particular live stream, within few minutes we reach more than 100 views. Got very less likes, but still the views are getting peaked and peaked again and again. You can see like it's went to say 18 and again coming down to 6, 4, 5 as usual, and then again. So I wanna know what is the difference likewise. லாங் ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஷூர் பண்ணலாம். மார்னிங் ஈவினிங்லேருந்து போகணும். இன்றைக்கி சும்மா இது 10 மணிலேருந்து 12 மணி 2 ஹவர்ஸ் தான் போட போகிறேன். ஸோ அந்த டைமில் நம்ம பேஸ் ஜெனரேட் பண்ண முடியுதா அப்படின்னு பார்க்க தான். Long stream. Make sure you guys use the code NBDGG. Where are you landing? Are we landing on Tilted? have run. I should have run. Come on, guys, those watching the live stream, please make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. That's a bad move, by the way. That's really a bad move. Make sure you guys double tap the screen too. Bolts 9:30 மணி ஆச்சுன்னா ஆட்டோ ஓடாது. Let's go Unreal people. I'm in Elite now. We'll go Champions at least tonight. And we'll watch the watch party also. Let's go body. Come on body. Let's go body. Come on body. Let's go body. Yeah. Come on body. Let's go body. I'm a puppy call. வெளிய வாடா வா. Man, let's go out. I'm going out. And leave the match. Might win. QC might win. நான் போயிருந்தா நான் ஜெயிச்சிருப்பேன்டா கார்கி. சாரி. I'm a puppy girl in the puppy world. Imagination, that is your creation. Come on body, let's go body. That yeah. Come on body, let's go body. Come on body, let's go body. Yeah. Wow. Come on body, let's go body. எங்கடா போல்ஸ் விசியவே காணோம். அதில் தான் நான் இருக்கேன். ஆனால் எங்கே இருக்குன்னு தெரியல. பேர் மறந்து போகுது, லோகோ மறந்து போச்சு. Bambody, come on body, let's go body. Yeah. Body, let's go body. அடப்போட 3 நாள். என்னத்துல மாமா ஒயிட்டு தான் வச்சுருக்கேன். So those watching the live stream right now, please make sure you guys double tap the screen and watch and learn. Oh, man, dance pro. why this stream சும்மா சப்ஸ்கிரைபர் பேஸ் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணலாமே அப்படின்ட்டு இது ஒரு டெஸ்டிங்காக போட்டிருக்கேன். ஐயோ மாமா சொல்லாமல் குச்சிட்டேன் மாமா. ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை, மூடிட்டு குதிங்க. இல்லை மாமா இப்போ லூட் வந்து எல்லா இடத்துலையும் வந்து இதுதான் கிடைக்கும். சும்மா எப்படி இங்கே இறங்கடா கீழே இருக்கடா அப்படி அங்கே பாரு எந்த லூட் எடுத்தினாலும் ப்ளூ செஸ்ட் தான் இருக்கும். சம்திங் நைஸ். ஃபீல் லைக் பிளேயிங் கிரியேட்டிவ் யூனோ. நமக்கு பிடிச்ச கண்ணை எடுத்து வச்சு ரெடி பண்ண தெரியுமா, அது மாதிரி இருக்கு. படித்தவன் இப்போ தான் கவுண்டர் மாமா எங்கே இருக்கீங்க? இங்கே ஒன்றும் தெரியுறானா பாருங்க. கேவலமாக இருக்கு எய்மு திடீர்னு. பர்பிள் கன்லாம் இருக்கு பாரு. எனிமிட்ட மாட்டிக்கிட்டியா? ஹீல் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க வரேன். ஏய் நீ பாத்தியா ஒரு செகண்ட் என்ன லைவ் கூட பாரு, கட் ஆகி அப்புறம் வரும் பாரு அவனை அடிக்கும் போது. வணக்கம் வணக்கம் வணக்கம். Because it's a train not POI Peterborough dropping spot and good, but it's okay man, it's okay. Total 33 and Peterborough 32nd. I told her, what about the clicks? What about clicks? Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard. Check the leaderboard. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. 'Cause I grind through the climb, I invite Seriously? What the look, they got two like. What about Peter Pot elimination? Peter Pot not even having enough elimination. கொய்யால ரெண்டே எலிமினேஷன் தான் எடுத்திருக்கான் 3 மேட்ச் விளையாண்டு. Mama light house
இல்ல எதுவுமே வந்தானடா
ஏதோ வந்த மாதிரி தெரியல, பக்கத்தில் யாரும் இல்லை.
பாரு ஷாட்கன் ஏதாவது பார்த்தா சொல்லுமாமா.
ஷாட்கன் இங்கே கேட் கீப்பர் பர்பிள் இருக்கு, வந்து எடுத்துக்க.
மார்க் பண்ணு.
இடமாம்மா ப்ளூ கலர் மார்க் வச்சுருக்கேன் பாரு.
பம்பு கொடுக்க மாட்டானோ?
பம்பு ரொம்ப ரேராக கிடைக்கும், ஆனால் இது கிடைக்கும், ஸ்பாஸ் கிடைக்கும்.
கிடைச்சிருச்சு. ஆமாமா.
எஸ்எம்ஜி வந்து அந்த கோல்டு எஸ்எம்ஜி கிடைச்சிருக்கு வேணா எடுத்துக்கோ.
ட்ரூ எஸ்எம்ஜி.
ஆமா இது போட்டுக்க ஸ்லோப் வேணா எடுத்துக்கோ லெஜெண்ட்.
அதோட மியூஸ் ஆமா.
பாஸ் கோல்டு.
பாஸ் கோல்டா? எங்க?
உன் கண்ணிலே எனக்கு இப்பதான் இது கிடைச்சிருக்கு கோல்டு. நீ என்ன ஏர் வச்சிருக்க?
ஆனா கார்ரா.
இது வேணுமா?
டெஃபினெட்லி ஸ்பாஸ் கோல்டுங்க.
நான் வச்சிருக்கேன்.
நீ வச்சிருக்கியா? ஓகே ஓகே.
ஓ உங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்து தூக்கி தருவாங்க. வாங்க.
மாமா குடுக்கணும் மாமா. கொடுத்து பழகணும்டா.
கிடைச்சா அடிச்சோம். அப்படியே பொறுமையாக உள்ள போவோம். People who watching the live stream, make sure you guys give me the thumbs up. It helps me a lot, people.
எவனையுமே எல்லாம் காலி செத்துட்டானுங்களா?
12 டீம் இருக்கு. 4 பேர் தான் இருக்காங்க. இந்த சண்டை போகுது. இங்கே ஒருத்தர்.
எங்க இருக்கா? ஏய் முஸ்டியா மாமா?
இல்ல மாமா என்ன ஓ அடிக்கிற மாமா என்னடா பண்ற? ஏய்
நீ வர வரைக்கும் சேஃபா இருக்கு. சீக்கிரமா
கொலகார பாவி. ஒரு அழுத்திருந்தீனா மேல இருந்து.
நான் ஆல்ரெடி அடி வாங்கிட்டேன். அதனால மேல வந்தேன்.
ஹீல் பண்றாங்கடா. நோடா கோல்டு ஸ்பேஸ் அவன் கைக்கு போயிடுச்சுடா கருமண்டா. போடக்கூடாது. ரைட்ல வரான் எனிமி.
ஏய் என்னடா இது இவ்வளோ இதுவா இருக்கு?
எல்லா கண்ணையும் எடுத்துக்கோ.
எல்லாம் பொண்ணாதான் உண்டு.
இனிமே வந்துட்டான்டா போச்சுடா.
ஓ
எடுத்தேன் பாரு ஒரு ஓட்டம். மார்க்கெட்டில் கூட பார்க்கலையே. அப்படி ஒரு ஓட்டம் போலீஸ் ட்ரைனிங்ல கூட ஓடுனது இல்ல.
சத்தியமா ரொம்ப மட்டமா எடுத்துட்டானுங்கடா.
கவுண்டர் உன் கண்ணு இங்கே இருக்கு வந்து எடுத்துக்கோ. ஷாட்கன் பார்த்தா மார்க் பண்ணேன்.
ஓகே
ஓகே ரேஞ்சர் கிடச்சிருக்கு.
கண்டிப்பா பார்த்தா மார்க் பண்ணுறோம்மா.
ஓ ஷட் அதில் ஏறி இருக்கக்கூடாது.
நான் ஏறிட்டவா
உள்ள போகாத இங்கே இறங்கு.
எங்கடா ஃபைட் பண்றீங்க? என்ன
ஃபைட்லாம் பண்ணல, எனிமி ஒருத்தன் தேடிட்டு இருக்கேன், கண்ணில் பட மாட்டேங்கிறேன். இஷ்டப்பட்டான்.
ஏமாமாங்க
ஏர்லேருந்து இறங்கி வரணும், பீம் பண்ணி பார்த்தேன்.
சர்க்கிள் போண்டா. நல்லா வேண்டாம்.
கமெண்ட் கைஸ், லைவ் பார்க்குறவங்களாம் லைக்கை போட்டு பார்க்குறீங்களா அப்படின்றத மட்டும் டபுள் செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க ப்ளீஸ்.
மச்சான் இது இருக்கு.
அழகாக ஃபுல் பாக்ஸ் பண்ணி அடித்தாங்களா நீ பார்த்தீங்களா நீங்கள் அதை? சரி, எதுக்காக இவ்வளோ நேரம் பண்ணணும்னா என்னால் சுட முடியலனாலும் நிமிஷத்துக்கு 2 வாட்டி ஒன்று டேமேஜ் பண்ணிக்கிட்டேன். அவன் ட்ரிப்பு சேர்த்துருவான். எங்கேங்கிற உனக்கு மட்டும் ஸ்பேஸ்லாம் கிடைச்சிருக்கு. ஜோன்லேயே செத்துக்கண்டா, ஜோன்லேயே செத்துக்கண்டா.
நானும் காலி ஒன்றும் ப்ராப்ளம். இது ரொம்ப அநியாயம்டா. அவன் நார்மலா விட்டுருந்தா கூட நல்லா போயிருக்கும் போல இருக்குது.
Not 1% positive, nice.
எனக்கு லாஸ்ட் கேம் தான்.
மேப்பு
ஓசியா இது வந்துருச்சாடா இது?
ஓயாசிஸ்.
ஓ சூப்பரு. ஓ இது தெரியாம போச்சு எனக்கு. அடோபடப்பா போறோம்.
அடோபடப்புறம். மாத்துவோமா?
அது இருக்கட்டும்.
இது போடு. சில்லியா ஸ்கல்லி. ஐயோ
கல்லியா? ஓ
ஜாக்.
ஓகே அடோப டப்பா எங்க? அடோப டப்பா தோ இருக்கு. இந்த மேப் அது பரவசம் எனக்கு வருது. அடோப டப்பா.
Dappa. People who watching the live stream, make sure you guys double tap the screen. We are going Adobadappa.
சாசி எப்படி இருக்கா? சாசி அழகடா.
அம்மா.
பிஸியாவா?
பிஸி. இங்க அவங்க ஃபேமிலியோட சாப்பிட போறேன்.
ஓ.
டேய் 96 டேமேஜ் ஒயிட்டடா. எப்பரா உயிர் பிழைக்கிறான். மத்த டைம்லலாம் பக்குன்னு அடிக்கும். 96 டேமேஜ் ப்ளூ. அவன் நான் செத்த இடத்துக்கு டக்குன்னு போய் அடிக்க முடியாதுடா.
எங்க செத்தலுங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட்?
பாறா உனக்கு எலும்பு கூடு மாதிரி காட்டுமாமா டக்குன்னு திரும்ப நீ நான் செத்த உடனே.
ஓ நீ செத்தவங்க.
வேர்லயே அடிக்கிறா மாமா.
பாபா இந்த பக்கம் வா. நீ ஏன் பக்கம் வாடா.
ரெண்டு பேர் இருக்காங்க வராங்க. நான் மட்டும் இறங்கி அடிக்க பார்க்குறேன். ஒருத்தனை கொண்டுட்டேன்னா டக்கு நீ ஏறி இன்னொருத்தனையும் கொண்டுரு.
ஓகே.
ஏன்னா அப்படி ஓடினா எல்லாத்தையும் மாட்டிக்குவேன். கொஞ்சம் பார்த்து ஓடணும்.
நேரம் கொடுத்தாதியா?
மேலேருந்து இறங்குறத பார்த்து ஒன்று தான் வரலாம்.
நார்மல் செஸ்ட்டு.
நார்மல் செஸ்ட்டில் கோல்டு கிடைக்கும் பாரு.
மித்திக்கல் வெப்பன் கிடைக்குது.
அதான்.
நல்ல யாராக அதான் வந்துட்டானுங்க. வந்துட்டானுங்க. போ
கோல்டு எடுத்துக்கோ. ஸ்னைப்பர் ஆமா குடாடி
தராது Mammoth யூஸ் பண்றேன்
அவன் ஃப்ரெண்ட் இருக்குன்னு எங்க
அவன் காணோம் அவன் செத்தப்ப தான் வருவான் ப்ரோ இருக்கு
பர்பிள் மாமூத் இருக்கு வேணுமா
வேணாம் எந்த மித்திக் இருக்கு மித்திக் தானே இது இது எக்ஸாட்டிக்
அங்க கோல்டு ஏர் போட்டேன் எடுத்துக்கிட்டியா அவனை கொன்ன இடத்துல
எடுத்து அச்சா இங்கதான் மச்சா இருக்கா
அதான்டா இங்க வரான் பாரு என்ன கருமத்தை பின்னாடி பாரு என்ன கருமத்தை வச்சு அடிச்சான் தெரியலடா ஸ்னைப்பரா இல்ல மேமுத்தானே தெரியல மூஞ்சிலே வாங்கினேன் அம்மா அவ்வளோதான் வாங்குவோம் அம்மா சீரியஸா செம்ம கவுண்டா அடிக்கிறேங்க
இது கடுப்பா இருக்குடா இது எல்லாத்துக்குமே இது கொடுத்துருக்குது இந்த பக்கம் வாடாமாம்மா
இதான் இருக்காங்க நான் பார்த்துட்டேன் அவங்க என்னை பார்க்கலன்னா நான் அவங்களை அடிக்க ட்ரை பண்ணலான்னு விடக்கூடாதுடா. Guys, make sure you guys double tap the screen and give me the thumbs up, people. We are playing Fortnite right now, and it's called Reload. We can die by time.
Ready? நீ வரோம்
மட்டும் வரேன் நீங்க இருக்க நீதான் அந்த சென்டர்ல இருக்கியா
ஆமா ஆமா ஓ இது வேஸ்ட் மஸ்ட் எக்ஸாக்ட்டுக்கு
ஏன்டா உனக்கு அது கரெக்டாக அடிக்கணும்
ஆமா டோன் தான் வரான் பார்
போடுமா மாமா உள்ள போறா எக்ஸாக்ட்டுக்கு உள்ளடா ஓ செத்தாடா எக்ஸாக்ட்டுக்கு உள்ள அடிச்சா வெட்டு
ஜாலி
ஐயோ வேற டீம் மாமா வேற டீம் மாமா அடிச்சிட்டேன் கோல்டுலயே வச்சேன் 126 அது எப்படி பண்ணணும்னா மாமா அவ்வளோதான் 135 60 தெரியுதா நாக்கு
ஓகே
ஸ்னைப்பர் வச்சிருக்கான் ஸ்னைப்பர் பண்ணலாம்
ஓ ஓ
எனக்கு பேர் தான் பாரு எனக்கு அசிஸ்ட் வருது நான் அடிக்கிறவனா நான் செத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன் 5 அசிஸ்ட் இப்போவே என்ன தெரியுமாடாங்க இல்லை வர வேணாமா
அவ்வளோ கஷ்டப்பட்டு ஓட வேண்டியது. இது நார்மல் லூட்டுக்கு அனுப்பியா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஏறி ஆளலாம். இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு கொடுத்து 200 எடுத்துக்கு 600 எடுத்தா கொடுத்துருக்கணும்.
எத்தனை ஏமா போடுறீங்களா?
சரி ஏறு. அதான் சார் எல்லா சைடும் அடிச்சாங்கன்னா என்னதான் பண்ற முடியும்?
நான் ஒருத்தர் நாக் பண்ணிட்டேன், இன்னொருத்தர் இருக்கான். Come on, die you cat to மாட்டான். அவரை நம்ம மேல் போகலாம். எப்ப மாமா ஒரு பக்கத்துல வரும்போது ஒரு ஃபிளிக்கர் ஆகுது மாமா. அது என்ன?
ஆமா ஃபிளிக்கர் ஆகுது. எனக்கும் அப்படிதான் ஆகுது.
அவன் பக்கத்துல வந்து அடிக்கும்போது ஒரு செகண்ட் ஸ்டக் ஆகி வருது மாமா.
எனக்கும் அப்படிதான் இருக்குது. கடுப்பாகுது.
There is a flinch of time. I can't move. Still not bad match. Make sure you guys double tap the screen and let me know where are you from.
சரி மாமா நானும் கிளம்புறேன். பாடா.
Bye. Bunzi is going to win.
Most important, the loot and the position to build those surge towers.
But wait, Scottby Gabzetta are still not done with this just yet. Sod and Ryu are causing enough of a delay, and if both of these teams aren't careful, a third party could definitely enter the mix. They've got to find these quicker eliminations here. Sod, though, having a very tough time. The material count's running so incredibly low. Nobody's really had a chance to recuperate anything just yet. But wait, Scottby Gabzetta now approaching from a separate angle. Sod completely pinpoint isolated. He can't get the backup he needs. Way just continuing to close in here. Scouting out. Okay, Sod overhead. No, it's just Ryu instead. Sod taken out. Ryu nearly out of this one. But just doing his best, and it's just not good enough when you're dealing with the full trio of Way, Scarpa, and Gabzetta.
Yeah, with those eliminations, you see the rank upgrade drops coming in. It's not going to be the biggest difference maker, but it's definitely a good more loot than what they had before. Dystopia City, Peterbot, Ritual, and Cold, they've had enough of playing the drop spot roulettes. They knew coming into this event it was a triple contested fight, and now they're taking the fight to Tay-Tay. This one's personal as Ritual gets the first stock. There's back-to-back. Cold's putting in some work as well. 2 or 3v1 situation here on the ride up, but it's not going to last too long. They have finally woken up. Enough poking the beast, because now they got what they wanted.
I mean, you're talking about poking the bear, and take a look at what Venos managed to do in some of that downtime since he found those early 3 eliminations against Koyota's team. Flixie Vico now back up and in the running here. This is a real opportunity, Jacob, because they've got a couple of other teams that might be a little bit too prioritized with each other, a little bit too fixated elsewhere to scout these guys out inside the tunnelway.
Yeah, I was looking at the mini-map right now. I saw another team potentially rotating in this direction, but it was outside of the mountain range instead of in. So not too risky just yet, as Muzz, you see just a huge chunk of HP missing, along with Sphinx. And to start the game off, I did see Muzz get at least one knock. The drop spot for that team on the other side was just too far, giving them that advantage. And that's just kind of that early surge, and that's early confidence building for a team like that.
The real unsung hero. Like on a global stage, and I cannot wait to see exactly how the entirety of this weekend plays out, but don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Reasons, Alex, Anon, just taking a more slow and steady approach. Oceania has had its fair share of struggles throughout the course of today's matches, and for good reason. It's just very difficult when you are stuck in between some of these teams that are just these pre-established surge bases. It can be very hard to cut through, work around, and they're dropping so far south of the map, Jacob. They just don't have as much resources.
Yeah, definitely kind of changing things up for this game. They knew coming into this with the drop spot they had, the hardest part wasn't necessarily loot, not even materials. It was getting up and over that mountain to try to get in a good position for the game. It's called Ritual and Peterbot. You see them sneaking up, using the bush, the flow very fast.
Full screen. You want full screen?
Side, the revive is fresh. Two of them are weak, and that's going to be easy pickings if they continue to put this pressure down. Cold trying to be the first one in. Demus is the one that's getting angled out and pressured by two different players. Ritual's going to be there on the other side, but a surprise attack, a big shot. That's going to slow things down for only a short
delay,
moment.
exactly.
Cold, he's realizing the bait and switch. My teammate is weak. I have to continue to put pressure out. It doesn't matter who it is. I have to keep these guys on their toes.
Cold and Peterbot are playing like they just see red right now. All they want to do is jump into somebody else's box that's not their own, but Peterbot, he's going to be forced to take a halt. He knows that he has to try and fight this team underneath them or just leave entirely. Demus, Charm, and Pix, they've done enough. They have pushed back, and Peterbot is pushed out of the location.
Kind of get a little bit confident there. The Cold, Ritual, and Pete, as they continue to kind of rotate on out. Surprisingly enough, they didn't kind of continue to stay over toward Dystopia, but when they left it, Baka and 8 seconds delay in. They're at a contested drop for themselves, north side of this actual POI, so they're just trying to get scraps. They're just trying to get any bit of surge, and right now, they spotted Cold and his entire trio rotate back toward Dystopia, and they're just trying to get the heads-up play and an opening damage shot, so that maybe they can fix it up.
Take a little peeksies, though, at what's breaking down. Kanata Rapid and Bullets. The elimination feed might be telling an entirely different story there, though, for what's shaping up here at Dystopia. Pump, Cars, Baka finding that elimination onto Peterbot now means that they are all good to go for trying to key in onto Ritual and Cold. Cars already overhead. Baka right next to him. Pump, separate angle as well. There's just so many flank attempts here, but Cold, Peterbot knows that he's got to depend on his other fragger here, and Cold could come up big time.
Hey, before Peterbot went on this huge tear for the scene, it was Cold everyone was worried about. And I remember back at the Invitational 1v2 to get his teammate back into the game and try to get them that good positioning that they had. Bakapars and Pump. I do like this right now. They're kind of testing the outskirts. They're not taking that big risk scenario of moving in toward these buildings. They know they're lurking around. They know with the double pump, 2v1 situation, they can easily try to catch any bit of this damage. So for Cold and Ritual, they just got to continue to play sneaky. One has a med kit. So Taco, this is not the last we've seen of them.
Yeah, but the problem still remains, Jacob. They're going to have to deal with Baka, Pars, and Pump, who are very likely, they look as if their team set on setting up to prevent Cold and Ritual from actually leaving Dystopia. And if Cold and Ritual attempt to make a reboot inside of Dystopia, they are going to be immediately pounced upon by Baka, Pars, and Pump. They have so many medkits, they can afford to stick around in these early zone ticks.
And you can see in the top 5, obviously Queasy's team pulling far ahead, but only 133 points to get into the top 5. 1 point behind is going to be Yamzo, Clicks, and Higgs. who've honestly been playing decently well, but they just haven't caught that stride, that momentum shift that we know a team like this can have, especially with Clicks and Higgs from Xset. They're kind of the fraggers, the duo from this team. And then you got Yamzo, the IGL, the mastermind of this squad. And I think as soon as they start to feel that confidence, it's going to be a huge momentum shift.
But you know what? Gotta give Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo their flowers, because most people on socials did not have them anywhere near this spot on the leaderboard. They've been holding their own as Panzer, big shot onto Mansour. That's gonna be a huge opening now, and Yapko seemingly energized by that, just following it up. Panzer with a third elimination now onto Belor. They are getting active so early on.
Yeah, 6 eliminations. They play against Tinka as his trio off spawn. And it does look like somebody tried to rotate in and potentially steal some loot, but they made them pay rather quickly. Instead, his former teammate, Cammy, Hottie, and iDrop over from that shiny span bridge. They're trying to focus on getting as much Storm Surge as possible, which is why you see them so deep, so far into the zone. But with every team rotating on out, they're going to use that as their cue to make their rotation as well, and just kind of minimizes a little bit of the risk of the team they will actually run into and the danger they'll face.
Ramna is also playing Global. That's him. Amma.
Check it back in now, though, with Chap, Mr. Savage, and Reason. These guys
Savage.
have
Come on, Savage.
really just been sticking to their own game plan, and a lot of that entails spending some additional time
when you
inside
play
of
playing
those early
like
storm takes. They
கொஞ்சம்
know
slow-ஆ
that
இருக்க மாதிரி
they
இருக்கு
don't
எனக்கு.
have
They
anybody
usually play
contesting them,
like crazy
and
maniac people.
kind of surprised,
But
Jacob,
still,
that
it's
no one
the best
has
game.
decided to try and actually challenge Mr. Savage's team in that northwest position, but they've done an excellent job at just creating so much space and playing their search trades where necessary.
Yeah, you see, it's a whole different ball game when you are uncontested. Vanya, Pixie, Marius, they're trying to continue to find their stride, just like some of these other teams in this lobby. 110 points, definitely above most of the lobby, but not where they had hoped to be at this point in time. Pings, Malibuka, and Walk, probably the same thing could be said for them, rotating from that uncontested outpost over towards Foxy Floodgates. But even though they're not in zone just yet, Taco, you're seeing they're running into so many other trios. Baka's team, Pix, Darm, and Demus as well. And even if they find a way to get to the other side, there's a 4th team on the mountain looking in this direction.
Look
But
at
the
them.
real problem that I'm recognizing right now, Jacob,
Balls
is that
are the
you've
top
got
2, man.
several of some real heavy hitter trios surrounding Foxy Floodgate, and I'm thinking about Cold, Ritual, Peterbot way back over towards Dystopia. They're going to have to eventually break through these teams who are already fixated in much better positions.
It's going to be tough on that side of the map, but taking a little closer towards the center. There's a little bit more flexibility around. Just a whole different game here. There are a couple teams into the mix, but you're seeing no one in relatively close danger. King Phaser, P8 Zin, they have their search base. You see not too far off, Agers, Acorn, and Poyo. They're going to be able to get a little bit of that hive spot because you see Mustache, Queasy, and Swizzy rotating yet again to one of these bunkers. And the interesting thing about this team is because they do get the hive, because they are uncontested, and you look at the Demon's Debris and in Dystopia where it doesn't necessarily spawn there, Rangers Ruin too far away. It's so early on in the game, but they're rotating all the way to the eastern side of the map to get these bunkers that they know no one else can get. And this is the 5-head type play that's coming out of Queasy, and it almost makes you wonder if he wins here to this weekend. Is he
Storm
number
Surge
one
la
on the
edukadada
all-time list?
ungalku.
Undisputed GOAT of IGLing without a singular doubt in my mind, Jacob. He's already considered one of the best, if not the best, IGL in the world based off his past couple of years with Global's performances. And it's just impeccable to think of what they've been able to accomplish here today. Because sure, you can be first on the leaderboard, but to go back to back with Victory Royale,
Rotation.
that's a different beast entirely. And it's going to be very difficult for anybody else to play catch up. You have to remember, there were teams in this same position. Queasy was in this position. He was the one down below, but can't finish that thought just yet. Striker, Tisco holding their own here. Art, School, Southco, they need a little bit of a recovery point. A little bit pinched here at Sakura Stadium, just so far west of the map. They know it's only a matter of time before a third party makes the intervention here, but Art, School, Southco, they got one knock. Striker, just seeing if he can try hold the wall, but he's not gonna be able to break away. Art just relentlessly chasing him down, and sure enough, it's gonna be 4 eliminations now in total for School Southland and Arc.
Hey, they're sticking to the game plan, but the game plan has now have a wrench into the mix. Benno, Rico, Flixie, they're making their way on over. This could be 2 of the most aggressive teams in their respective region going head to head. But Vino, he makes the call, maybe a little bit too close for comfort. They try to disengage just a little bit, but you see they didn't take the full distance onto that crash pad. They have some materials they want to get back, but they want to
இல்ல
control
Middle
the
East player
pace
ஓட
of
player
them and
அவங்கள என்ன
that team
பேரு?
of Arc School and Southco.
I mean, the ball's in their court. Pico, Benno, Flixie, they're just going to continue to play for positioning. They know that Arch Trio is still locked in at Sakura Stadium, so they can afford to just kind of take those peek backs, see if they can keep applying tag pressure, but they are still trying to be wary of that team up on height on the mountainside peak. Payson, definitely a massive threat if they are not careful, but Boyo, Agers, Acorn, finally witnessing them be above that third threshold, and not just that, but 1,400 plus above, Jacob. It's got to be such a huge relief.
Yeah, to start the day, this is honestly the position I thought I would see this team in game after game after game, especially in game 3, where the zone favored over towards their drop spot. They were just unable to convert and really make it work. And you see the leaderboard with 51 points. They find themselves in 23rd place. I think you could have quizzed anybody in the Fortnite community and they thought that would have been impossible, but Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual probably in a safe spot, only 77 damage above the threshold, and it looks like they're going to try to take the fight to Baka, Pars, and Puff. Remember, this is the team that initially got that knock on to Peterbot, probably causing this downward spiral of the Storm Surge being a worry, but they're taking it personal, box to box, they're ready to go in, and this is the style of fighting that we know Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual look for, but he takes another massive shot. I don't know what Pump and Baka ate today, but they are ready to play.
The problem is nobody is backing down from Ritual, Fold, or Peterbot. Baka, Pars, and Pump have them fully squeezed inside of this tiny little crevice, and if that wasn't bad enough, they're also having to deal with a third party up on the high ground. Cold, Ritual, Peterbot, they're doing everything they can to try and buy themselves a little bit more time, but they know the clock is working against them. They're only just short of 200 above that damage threshold, Jacob, but they need more.
Max
They
இல்ல.
need builds. They don't have any materials. It's all on Cold. Peterbot is just left in tatters because of that start.
Yeah, it's just a tough situation to be in. It's almost playing that mind game, the tricks of, hey, maybe I do have to fight. I need a refresh. I will not be able to get materials elsewhere. And with a team that's honestly been a terror to the entire NA Central region, this is kind of a surprise. And you've been saying it, nobody's backing down. Honestly, Papa Pollo said it as well. Peterbot plays mind games with all of you guys. He gets into your head, and that's why he's so successful. But guess what? No more mind games. I think everybody is ready to fight back.
Oh, it doesn't need to be mind games because with Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache making the approach, Peterbot, Cold, Ritual, it's now or never. They've got to either dive in or they're going to find themselves getting absolutely pincered by several different teams. Baka, Pars, and Pump also know that same pressure could technically be applied to them if they're not careful. Seems like they might just want to break away here, create a little bit more space. They don't actually know what kind of position Peterbot and his team are in, but Baka cracking Peterbot's shields now means he could potentially try and press forward, but with Cold just steadily applying reverse pressure, he's making it very difficult, but the builds are running so low. Baka, Pars, Pump. Pars is down though. It's just Baka and Pump now left to try and recover the situation. What looked so promising at the start, Cold is trying to shut down, but Cold needs too much damage. He has to pull back. He's got to wait for Ritual and Peterbot to provide, alleviate that pressure, but Peterbot, Ritual now looking to try and dive forward. They need more surge.
Oh no, from bad to worse. Baka and them on the other side. They now only get the reboot, but their first knock on the Cold yet again. Earlier in the game, they took down Peter, they took down Cold, and they took down Ritual, and a West on top.
Baka, Pars, and Pump have just won the hearts of the crowd here in Lyon. And not only that, Jacob, but they just continue to make it feel impossible for Cold, Peterbot, and Ritual to perform here. But Clicks, Yamzo, Higgs, on the other end of that note, they're still trying to see if they can leapfrog their way into that top 5 position from the leaderboard. How many times have we seen strong performances convert to a big jump in placement? But Swizzy, Mustache, Queasy, as long as they stay tried and true to their strategy, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and they got such a good spot. Not only because the high ground, but Taco, take a look. Where is the zone going? Over Foxy Floodgate. That means there's going to be so many different elevations way towards the east or even towards the north and then back down to the south, it is going to be a roller coaster of emotions. And Venno, Flixie, and Vico throughout the day has been going through just that. 269 below the damage threshold. Even with Vito hitting a nice shot, it's not going to really change what they're facing right now. And that's why you see them scrambling, looking all around, trying to get information, figure out where they need to put their focus at.
They're likely going to have to drop the ultimate low and maybe try to play a pre-edit off of a back tarp. That would maybe be their best opportunity to find some big damage. Still, other teams are absolutely feasting here, and Venno's not going to get the chance from overhead. It's a Minish. This is their backyard, essentially, and Foxy Floodgate now really heating up a Vico. He's not going to allow it. You take down one of my teammates, I'm going to take you with them. Braids having to play for the revive visuals, just not going to be able to do it, though. And Flixie, Vico. This is a dynamic duo, though, Jacob. They could really make it work.
Yeah, they've kind of put an all-or-nothing situation going after the high ground. Even though they picked up eliminations, got some points, they have a max pull on the other side. And this is what I warned you about, the different type of elevations that are going to start to come into play as Vico does it again. Taking down a Minish, making sure to clean that one up. 4 more points after the total as they get their 5th elimination of the game.
All the way hanging back now. So much pressure being applied to this top section of Foxy Floodgate. But they are right back at home. Queasy, Mustache, and Swizzy looking to control the dam, and that's the most important part of Foxy Floodgate. If you have the dam control, you have all of height.
Yep, top 17 though, this is where placement points are going to start to set in and cascade further with each and every team that does get wiped off the lobby. Mustache, Queasy, Swizzy, they are not backing down, they are not shaking, they're just terrorizing everybody around the lobby. Par's really feeling the pain there, and that's because they have that bird's eye view. Nobody is contesting Swizzy, Queasy, and Mustache on the high ground, and look exactly what's happening because of it.
There needs to be studies done on Queasy's brain because this position is absolutely unreal. Mr. Savage, Jap, trying to do what they can to push back against Swizzy's pressure, but it's just so difficult to try and take those Bloom battles from overhead, Jacob. This is so much leverage over the rest of the lobby, and Swizzy now trying to make sure that he doesn't find himself eating more damage than what he bargained for, but still he has Mustache to depend on. The moment that Swizzy's shields get cracked, he falls back, and Mustache immediately picks up the slack.
It's gonna be tough because now we're going right back on over the open, and most of this next zone is just all low ground except for the far western side of it all, where there's gonna be a mountain that you can try to attach to. So you gotta make sure you plan ahead, peek through the cone, get the information. Yamzo, Clicks, and Higgs are doing just that. They're not the highest up, they're not the lowest either, but they're assessing the situation. Do we need to drop down further? Or do you let a team like Pixstorm and Demas get in front of you and try to land the damage? But not everybody is feeling as safe. Not everybody is feeling as comfortable. 66 damage above the threshold. Yapko, Panzer, and Seti, even though they're inside of that top 10, they still need to make that consistency count.
But do they have any Flowberry Biz or Crash Pad? Because it's going to be difficult for them to work their way up and down this elevation. But the way that the zones are pooling here, Mr. Savage, Reason, and Chap now trying to see if they can work their way up from the underbelly of the lobby. They've got a semi-isolated layer, but they're going to be forced to drop. They don't have the materials to keep tarping through that mid-ground section. And underneath, where all of the congestion is very likely to start pooling into, that's just open season now for Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache.
Savage team 2 points away from hitting that top 5. And the thing is, they were 1 point away, almost missing the Major 3 Grand Finals. They were 2 points in that last spot to secure the global spot. A miracle run is coming out as Queasy, once again, almost 2,000 damage, back-to-back games above the threshold. Yapko, Panzer, Seti, they're feeling the pressure from up above. You see a huge lack of not only materials, but resources as well as he gets cut short. The wall breaks him off, he's gonna go down, but for Yapko and Seti, this is everything.
They're still trying to see what kind of placement points they might be able to collect. Every little bit counts for that team, but Vanya, secondary height, Cammy, Hottie, and iDrop, they've also been rather quiet throughout today, Jacob, but that could change in an instant. Mr. Savage, Reason, and Chap now trying to make sure that their back tarp is fully closed off, but Savage not having the opportunity yet to keep building through. Chap picking up where his IGL left off. That is always what you would hope for in a team. Yamzo is sadly going to have to play it through with just Higgs though, and this is a tough spot to be in unless Higgs finds a big elimination for the refresh.
That was not only points for the elimination, but placement points as well. The full trio's wiped off the map. Acorn, Savage, King, Tayson all going down. Yamso as well. A good shot being landed, but not good enough. He gets steamrolled by Dark. Marius is the one who took down Koyo. Him and Vanya are feeling the pain as well, because they have to do it without Pixie.
But they've at least got frontside low control, and that's gonna have to be enough. They're gonna need as many eliminations as possible because they need more materials. And we haven't even started the conversation of how to deal with Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache up above everybody else in this lobby looking substantially healthier too.
I feel like I've seen this episode of Fortnite before. Game 2, Game 3, and it's looking like it could be possible for Game 4. 370 points and counting. Only 2 teams in front of him, both of them weak. Vanya's trying to do what he can, but he only has one teammate, Marius as well. But the full trio up above, they get the wipe onto one. They're looking to close this one out as well. Marius in his line of sight, but Swizzy, he takes a big shot. That's a surprise attack, but luckily for him, his 2 teammates have his back.
Nice.
Gets the drop on the Marius, stays alive. They're targeting out Vanya. 3v1 situation.
Once again.
Once
again.
When have you ever seen on the
Glory
global
is semi-players.
stage
Okay.
the skis of victory royales? Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache are setting a new precedent here in the 2025 Globals performance, Jacob. This is insanity what we are witnessing right now, and they deserve all of the credit. But Frankie, let me know what else they have to say.
This is incredible, Leon! 23.
That's a new adjective, man. Incredible.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna win.
You do it. You are playing like you knew it too. Queasy, you've been to so many of these events, but I don't think this has ever happened to you. Back to back to back. Surely you can't believe what's happening right now.
I mean, I can. We practice a lot. So just lucky it's paying off right now. We need to just keep playing and hopefully we'll win.
It's been really interesting to also see what's happening with the North American teams. On the analyst desk, they were talking about the fact that in North America, the top teams are conditioning the lobby all the way through the season, but that's not happening on Globals. Is it simply a case of not fearing the competition, not believing their hype?
I mean, we're just playing our play style. There's like nothing, like we're not gonna play low ground if we don't know how to play low ground. So we're just staying on hide and playing that, you know.
Actually, you did well for 3 games, for your team, but also for the crowd. Are you proud of that?
Yeah, I'm so proud. I'm proud of my fans. I'm proud of my teammates. Like, they're crazy.
And for you, will you keep the high ground for the next 9 games again?
I mean, the strat is take high, don't die. That's it.
Ils vont continuer comme ils peuvent, mais ils donnent beaucoup d'énergie pour vous et ils sont très fiers pour vous et aussi leur communauté et surtout leur trio. Thank you very much. It's crazy. You have another word for your crowd over there just in front of you.
I mean, I want to thank to every fan that came here watching us, and even if you're not here but watching, I want to say thanks to everyone. It's the biggest support ever.
Thank you.
Leon, one more time, please show your appreciation for Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache. We're heading to a break. We'll be back with game number 5.
Whoever wins, we always support them, right? That's amazing. Squeezy is a goat of fights. Really. எல்லாம் கிடையாது இவனே, நல்ல ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோ. நான் தான் goat of fights. சரியா? Squeezy இன்னைக்கு நான் FNCS போல அப்படின்றதுனால Squeezy win the match அவ்வளோதான். உன்னை எல்லாம் பெரிய மனுஷன் நினச்சி வந்தனே அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. For the first time, EU gonna win. Huh? Really? The game in 40 seconds, people.
My name is Zeke. Joining us here on the MLS, we've got Mini Miner, we've got 11-2K, and man, oh man, we just have another game won by Queasy. The three back to back.
Zeke, you know what's happening right now?
What's happening?
I don't think you know what's happening right now.
Tell me.
The last time Queasy played a major final and won 3 games in a row,
he won
6 out of 12. He went on to win the next 2 games after that. He won 5 games in a row back in Chapter 4, Season 2 when he was playing with Venom. These guys don't look like they're slowing down anytime soon. I'll eat you, Savior. I'll eat you, Queasy. Thank you. We might finally get one. Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. They're playing perfect end games right now, perfect height, just Queasy playstyle personified seeing them play right now. And, you know, we mentioned that 6 out of 12, right? They played a very similar style of play, that high ground, but I think they sort of they were a little bit adjusted this time. I think in that time, when they were playing for that 6 out of 12, when they won 6 out of 12, they were doing very, very well at retaking height with Bennett, right? Yep. This time, they're taking it a lot earlier. We can see it right here, just building up really high and taking it early as the 8 zone.
One thing I really love, right, is, you know, Frankie was asking Queasy about the timing of when they take height. And, you know, a lot of the time people see criticism in games and maybe people perceive them to take it too early. And he said, it's never too early to take height, right? I know what I'm doing. And, I mean, at this point, you just have to trust the guy. My mind is blown. 3 wins back to back. Talking how insane this is right now.
This feels almost like
the fifth match started.
It feels like I'm going back, but then we remind ourselves this is a global championship stage. You know, some of the best trios from around the world, and he's making this look like it's just a normal, everyday game for him.
I mean, they're taking it early, but the way that they actually hold onto it is so good. When there's people crash panning up onto play it so well, they will panic, they'll struggle, they won't deal with it as well, and you can see it right here. Vanya tried to take it right there at the end to try and take over the game, but they were calm, they were cool, they were collected. You even saw it in the interview there at the end. Queasy's just won 3 games out of 4 on land, and he's like, yeah, we're just going to keep trying to play our game. Like, he looks so chill. I don't know how he's doing it. We saw Canada jumping around after the first game. I like that from the IGL, though, is what you need.
Look at the numbers here, man. Wow. Before this game, I'd be curious to see what the updated stats are, but I was looking at the numbers before this game. Swizzy was leading damage, right? He had about 6,600 damage. The next person, second place, had like 3,000. Wow. Right? So he was already leading damage by double the second place. I can only imagine now it's even more. It might be triple at this point. These guys are going crazy. They're playing the best Fortnite of their lives at the perfect time.
It's so crazy to just think about, like, how this team is looking problem that is coming up. Right? It's like M8 versus M8, and you kind of don't know who to root for in that situation. M8's like, but to see Mania make it to this end game and kind of fight it out here in the final few moments of the game. Props to both sides. And still, right, maybe they didn't get the victory out, but they still play second. That's so much in terms of play.
Yeah, it's good. Unbelievable, right? But these guys are doing a great job of staying in this competition, fighting in this competition. You know, earlier maybe a bit more quieter, but they're starting to show us their prowess. I think the great thing about them as well is that we've seen them at times this year struggle when they try to go for height and it doesn't work out for them. In this game, you know, they tried to take it, didn't work out, but they still make a good game out of it.
Yeah, and that's absolutely crucial. It's Marius, it's the fraggers that are doing a very good job. Of course, Pixie went down a little bit earlier here, so Mania had to do a really good job, but I'm really impressed with how Marius is handling the pressure right here. Of course, there's been a lot of eyes on him over the last couple of years. Is he this sort of big fragger that everyone knows him for? Yes, proving it on the big stage, and it's of course a big moment for him being on LAN as well. So lots of questions going into this. They're answering it so far. The problem is, Weezy's just doing so well that they're struggling to catch up, but it's a really nice game, so they're moving up in the stats.
Let's take a little peek at the second page, right? Let's just kind of roll things down. How are things looking, right? We see Ager, Boyo, and A.
And the ping is super high.
It's high up in the leaderboard, right? They're kind of lurking in the shadows. We haven't quite seen them have the game we're like used to seeing on NA, but we still have 2 more games left to go on the day, so maybe they can piece something together.
A good time to try to get some momentum. I feel like at competitions like these, when you start slow, you almost are out of sight, out of mind, right? These guys now, if they can sort of creep their way back in towards that sort of top 8 range going into tomorrow, they're still going to be, maybe not a good shot for contention if Queasy keeps playing like this, but they're still going to end up, you know, put themselves in a position to end up way up there in the leaderboard by the end of game 12.
Yeah, and they have the firepower, right? We talked so much about their drop spot at the beginning of the show, how powerful that really is. Of course, the team as a whole, the way that they can play, we know how well they can play end games as well. So all it takes is 1 or 2 things to go their way. We all know about how good Boyo is when it comes to those end game clutch situations as well. And I think maybe a little bit of the pressure aspect coming into it, you know, walking out in front of a massive crowd, chanting your name, it can be difficult and it can be really, really tough to adjust.
And I'm telling you, man, well, we'll save this for later. You heard that Busthorn. It is time to get back into game with only 2 games left to go. How do we position ourselves for game number 2? It is time for game number 5 on the day right now.
Only 2 games left on the day. You heard Zeke say it himself. And that just means time flies when you're having fun. One of the best events I've ever been a part of in person. And honestly, it hasn't just back-to-back wins. And honestly, these contested fights have been telling a lot of how the game goes.
And we're finally going to get a taste, too, of some of different scenes here at Kappa Kappa Factory. Seti, Pan. Today, Jacob, but it starts with this off-spawn battle. If Panzer, Seti, and Yako can convert another successful off-spawn here, Kazi and Aspect, Tinka, they could be in a world of trouble. But it's Marius, it's Peterbot, both of them are not, but Pixie, he's got the better end of this deal. Vanya still lurking overhead. Cole trying to see if he can recover anything from this situation, but it's not gonna come to fruition just yet. In fact, Pixie, he's gonna even be able to play for the revive. Vanya, Boo-Boo, not willing to chase down Cole just yet, but maybe after using some of these small shield potions, they'll feel a little bit more comfortable with that battle.
Insane scenes hit us yet again in game 5. And it's just leaving Cold in such a tough spot. But I see it in the feed. Was that Paper? Was that Victor B? Was that Epic Will? All going down at Dystopia. Meanwhile, Vanya, Marius, and Pixie, they have literally no time. They can do whatever they want. They have the reboot card, one on one side of the mountain, Peter's on the other side of the mountain, and they haven't even looted up their POI, which means they're going to spend so much time at the OXR HQ, which means it's going to take a risk in order to get Peterbot and Ritual back in the game.
Something that also occurred quite quickly here. Seti 3 eliminations, by the way. We didn't get to see exactly where it happened, but we know that they've been having a lot of success here at the Kappa Kappa Factory, and there's more trouble still stewing. A look back into Rangers Ruin. We know so much about this Oswald battle, and Chino opening up big time, but Chicho thought he was going to be able to 180 that occurrence. Still, Tayson from behind manages to knock Chino, but this is just messy right now. Still, the Big K holding it down. Pablo, though, still trying to see if he can punch his ticket in this lobby, and he holds it for his team.
A big win in that 1v1 against Tayson, but the team that has been putting on a show since game 2, in game 3, and in that last one as well, back-to-back wins, and you can see their first team to win 3 consecutive games at an FNCS LAN, and that's putting them so far ahead of everybody else. So even if they find themselves in a position where they're not winning the game, still top 8, top 5, that's still going to keep their lead intact.
But the conversation that I have to open up here, Jacob, is when we think about last year's Global Championship even, Queasy and Thomas HD were in this exact position as everybody else in the lobby. They were staring at that leaderboard. They were staring at Peterbot and Pollo running away with it. And then day 2 came to play. And Queasy manifested a huge performance to play so much catch-up. So while it might look very, I don't say impossible, but unlikely, I still think that there's opportunity for somebody else to try and play catch-up. But day 1 definitely seems like the momentum is riding high for Queasy's team.
Everybody else below Queasy on that leaderboard just has to keep it respectably close and regroup for tomorrow. Chino, Pablo, Prodoxy, even though they win that fight, one team has already moved over, and you can see in the minimap another team, King Phaser and PHN, they're trying to make their presence known. Madim Buriru and Wixie are there as well. These are our 3 teams from 3 different regions trying to lurk and make Rangers ruin their home. As Wixie's gonna get the 3-2-1, and he instantly goes down. Brazil strikes quick.
0 chance to even try and close that wall off. And that is a painful way to go out, but King Phaser fully on the come up here. Gino, Prodoxy, Pablo, they can hear those shots nearby. They know that there is another party rolling into the vicinity. Still, they're locked down. Karim, Buiriru, 2s in a sea of 3s, and this is not the spot to be, but they don't really have a chance to get out just yet. They need Gino, Prodoxy, and Pablo to fight against Phaser, King, and PHN to see if they can maybe slip away.
So the Queen just going ahead and blasting on this. Phaser, they know they're there on the other side, but they don't know exactly where they're located at, which means PHN is just trying to get some high ground, some elevation, that eagle eye view so we can look over the land and figure out where everybody's at, taking their time. And these are the type of fights right here with people lurking around, crouching to hide those audio visuals. If you make the wrong play, it's a huge risk for that little reward.
But the material just favors so heavily into Brazil's hands. Gino, Pablo, and Prodoxy, because of that early off-spawn battle with Tayson, they haven't actually had a chance to really farm anything up in comparison to King Phaser and PHN, who are just now stealing away this Queen currently at Rangers Room. Prodoxy realizing we can't just let this go for free. They try to see if they can intervene, but it's just not an option that's afforded to them just yet because Marin Buyuriru still lurking nearby. It's not a favorable option, and they know it's likely best to potentially disengage.
Yeah, and you can see it because they have control of the high ground and the whole outside. They're starting to target down that Queen. As you see in the feed, the cleanup is complete. Cold goes down, and another 0-point game for what was looking like the most dominant team coming into this event. A huge wake-up call as they're in 30th place, but for Vanya, Pixie, and Marius, that's just one step closer to that first place spot.
And for Vanya, Pixie, and Marius, they don't want to lose sight of the primary objective, and that is just to keep securing the strong end game placements. Every little bit counts if you're looking to try and play catch-up to Queasy at this point. And Jeff, Frieza, and Mr. Savage, another team where there's been so much praise on Chap's shoulders, and for good reason. You could even argue that if it weren't for Chap, Mr. Savage and Reason might not even be at the Global Championship right now. But the Major 3 performance that's something that we're still waiting for chat to just have that highlight game.
That's a really good point because Mr. Savage was done. Mr. Savage said, I retired. It was great playing Fortnite, but I think it's time for the next step in his journey. Well, the next step was coming out of retirement, qualifying by such mere points. It was destined to happen to see him here and playing as extraordinarily well as they have been so far. Malibuka, Walks, and Pings, you can see them set up just outside the outpost enclave, just trying to trade off shots into the distance. Against Oyo, Agers, and Acorn. And honestly, I think this was the difference maker. We saw both of these teams before slightly weather, one more than others, but I think it's because of exactly this. They're now trading off shots for Storm Surge versus the rest of the lobby, and it's given them a little bit more flexibility in different cases.
Whoa, 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 Vico though, Praise, where are you at? This is the wrong neighborhood, and Benno, Vico, Flixie, now with 3 eliminations in total, Jacob, this is much more room to work with than what they've been afforded, and especially considering that Coyota eliminated Benno very early on, but still, Vico, Flixie covered the situation, and now look what Benno's able to accomplish. A Minish, clean wipeout there by Benno.
I think Benno needs to keep playing like he has a chip on his shoulder, almost something to prove. That contested drop is not going to be easy for anybody, but if you can find a way to come out and have games like this and really make them count, like we kind of saw between Tayson and Prodoxy to start the day in games 1 and 2. Just got to be able to keep that momentum up. Phaser, King, PHZin rotating around. I thought I saw, yes, I was about to say, I thought I saw somebody moving on over towards that bunker, and it is going to be our team from Brazil, King, Phaser, and PHZin. That means that that play they made to rotate on over to Rangers Ruin, not only third party get the elimination, works out perfectly.
Every single Globals, there's always that one surprise pop-out wild card from the international scene, and I think, at least for day 1, King, Phaser, and PHZin have definitely taken that position in representing what these teams from the global presence are able to provide. And this is looking like a very sound setup. They've done a great job at essentially infiltrating that Rangers Ruin third-party action, and it's caused such a dominoes effect across the map. It changes so much of how the game is played when Prodoxy, Pablo, and Chino aren't able to just conveniently take their third-party options and all those surprise pop-up performances, finding those eliminations, intercepting teams on their loop path rotates.
I like this play me out. Curly, Reed, Cooper, they haven't had the best luck finding teams to trade shots off with the distance, and now they have to do something different, go box to box, play a little bit more aggressive. Curly's doing just that, forced it sought out, but they trade shots. Luckily for him, his teammates are there to save the day. Curly gets the elimination. Siphon is what he needed most in that moment, and now they get the loop. You see the extra splashes and the full loadout that they're kind of able to change things in and out. And it's a confidence boost for a team that honestly, listening to them talk yesterday, they didn't think they had their game plan anymore from what they practiced coming into the Global Championship. They had to pull something up from underneath their sleeve, and, well, that's one way to do it.
Not the only magician working in this lobby. Benno, just a little bit of a heist here onto Hero. Tries to take that launch pad instead of punish for it, and Vico following up. This is exactly why you don't want to give Benno any space, because the way that they're trying to control that mountain range now, it's forcing teams to funnel through in a way that makes it so easy for them to find those knocks and eliminations, or just surge in general.
Yeah, or at least the bare minimum, get them to waste a lot of materials rotating on over into a spot where you might not be able to get much. Pigstorm, Demus, you see kind of a smooth rotation. Not too many players near them yet in the distance either, so they can focus on one thing and one thing only, getting to where they need to be. As we take a look at Rapid, Kanata, and Bolts, they started the day off with a big win. I think it was around like 101, maybe 104 points. Since then, it's been anything but perfect. But this is the real test, especially for somebody like Kanata, where I was talking about how different he looked coming into this event. Now we get to see what are you truly made of.
But they're still within striking range of top 3 within day 3. They haven't had, you know, the craziest day ever after, especially after what we witnessed in game 1. We're definitely maybe looking for Kanata, Rapid Bolts to keep seeing how consistent they could be, but until they find a way to replicate that game 1 performance, things are going to continue to get more and more difficult as everybody starts to find a better grasp, a better idea of where they want to go to try and find any little bit of placement points to put them inside of a better position for day 1 closure.
Again, I talked about Acorn, Foyo 8, going back to what has worked best coming into the Global Championship. That's kind of setting up one of those bases. You have an abundance of heals that the Demons debris, you just got to figure out a way to utilize them. It's like Clicks, Higgs, and Iamzo rotating south from Supernova Academy. They were one of those teams kind of looking off into the distance, whether it was Savage, we saw moments there, Sod and Ryu up towards the top.
Make sure you guys double tap and like the stream, people.
To build that Storm Surge and kind of give flexibility for rotations just like this.
I think it was very smart, though, the way they were utilizing that natural map terrain, hugging towards that lower territory so they don't get spotted out from those teams that are in those high ground positions. They're just fully covered by those cliff faces. But looking into what our leading contenders are getting up to, Mustache, 0 shotgun damage. And my favorite part about this morning, Jacob happened to encounter Queasy, and he made it known, we're not gonna carry shotguns. We are running ARs, we are running the record revolvers. And you know what? With what they're doing, with the way that they're playing height, they're not giving anybody the luxury or the option to even try and challenge them on height. They don't have to do anything up close and personal, because if it does come down to that, they still got those record revolvers to work with, which is basically just a pistol shotgun in the first place.
How do you win back-to-back games with 0 shotgun damage? I am blown away, but that's a testament of how good they are actually playing, and the consistency is out of this world. To jump on over Kadu, Striker, and Tisco. They were so close. They had the high ground in some of our previous games, but now they need to fight out of this mess. Prodoxy, Pablo, and Chino, they're the ones on the other side. They're the ones that are putting down that pressure and not really backing down. You can see the triple weapon loadout for multiple of these players as well. They're ready to fight, and they're ready to fight big.
But Chino and Pablo, they're really looking like they're starting to find their rhythm in this lobby. They love just getting so fraggy with it. It's gonna be a little bit of a hold though by Striker, Kadu, and Tisco, while Prodoxy takes this opportunity to heal back up. A little bit too pinched there, but Chino, he just keeps battering away at Kadu, Striker, and Tisco, and that knock now means a separate approach. Prodoxy on the flank, Chino and Pablo on the front side, and Striker doing what he can to try and hold things down, but the walls are just so difficult to break through. He's hoping to find some form of an edit, some kind of right side peek. Striker though, no shield. Pablo, Chino, Prodoxy, they are fully in control of this. That is until Pablo realizes it's Curly, it's Cooper, it's Reed right behind them. He doesn't have any options. They just got to reconvene with each other.
For Reed, Cooper, and Curly, there's no time like the present, and they're really trying to make these little seconds count. Able to clean up that one elimination, the extra loot, but most importantly, the Storm Surge that they're able to get. And since they're the team on the outside of this overall battle, they have the option if they want to disengage or keep putting pressure in this scenario. Prodoxy and Chino, they have no other choice with or without that reboot card to try to get out and save what they have of this game. We kept talking about between them and Tayson off spawn, battling it out. You have to make sure if you win these games off spawn, you go as far into the end game with as many eliminations as possible.
For Prodoxy and Chino, that maneuver by Reed, Curly, and Cooper, it's like getting an eyelash stuck in your eye. It's just so annoying, but what can you do? Just the nature of the game here. All the while, Clicks, Higgs, Iamzo, they've caught up now to Snowy, Sod, and Ryu, and they've got them on the ropes right now, but Ryu's still looking to fight back. All of these international teams, they have not backed down even once throughout today's matches, Jacob, and they are coming with some big firepower. But Iamzo, the future, he's got to control the present right now, though. And with Clicks and Higgs right next to him, they need to find these eliminations. All of the surge would just be so impactful.
Yeah, you can see both these teams in a relatively tough spot, forced to crouch down if they're on the low ground. Besides, Ryu, Snowy, they're trying to go for alert, surprise attack. They're getting into the box in 2 different directions, but the third party is in, and they run out of material. Sod is in a tough spot. It can continue to get tougher. Multiple players on that trio are out of materials overall, and Iamzo finally dropping down. He's bringing the sun to a snowy day.
That's exactly what they needed. This is so much room to work with now. Iamzo, Clicks, they just continue to close in, and finally Ryu's gonna be eliminated, folded over. Almost 1900 damage above on that surge threshold, Jacob. Perfect placement for these guys to be now. Can they convert it to the end game win that they've been seeking all day long?
Yeah, and you can see just like that with those eliminations, they move up into a top 5 spot on the leaderboard. One more elimination away from top 4. One more elimination away from that, from a top 3 at the Global Championship. This is only game number 5, though. There's going to be 7 more games. 1 more today, 6 more tomorrow before we crown our best in the world at the Fortnite Global Championship. And this could be one of them. Savage, Chap, and Reason. I was talking about Destiny. We just got to figure out if it's theirs.
And Mr. Savage, a couple of med kits to boot. Chap, Reason. They've also got the geysers just in case they need that quick stimmy of HP 30 shot. But Yuma, Rise, Koyota, a little bit of a hiccup at the starting point. Still managing to try and make it work. But Jacob, all of these teams, there's like a certain level of paranoia that starts to enter the closer and closer that everyone becomes, especially because we just know the high ground is where nobody has been able to really look towards. And yet, one more time, we're seeing a zone pull right towards Foxy Floodgate. And I almost have to, I just want to know, where is Queasy at? Because he's got to be close by.
If I'm any person in this lobby, but Queasy, of course, I'm saying please pull north. Get away from these mountain ranges. Get away from that dip in Foxy Floodgate. And if you're a team that's realizing what's happening in this game, a very, very similar zone towards last game, you got to start to look at your materials. Do we have enough? If not, how are we going to get it? Some would say maybe a refresh, farming where you can if you're on the slow side of zone, but sometimes things like that aren't always possible. And you can see Pixstorm and Demus in that exact situation. Even though they're 356 above the damage threshold, you're seeing the side that they have to rotate in, Taco, stacked like pancakes.
It's just so impressive to think that this is a team, this is their first land, and they're not playing anything like it. But Mr. Savage, Chap, they've now got to see if they can pull together here. Reason with a double revive, they bring him back up into the mix, but they still have such an uphill battle to tackle here because they're so far behind. And look at all these teams that are piled into the zone just in front of them. That edge is going to be tough to break into.
Yeah, and that's where you see Sphinx and them trying to be the trolls underneath the bridge, a little bit of a safer rotation, talk about natural elements to try to use and crowd some of these shots. At 488, drastically below, almost need 3 straight eliminations. Savage is looking, but he's finding nothing but the lobby. Back they go, and a huge boost right there for Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx, because they are relatively high up above, but it's the loot. You can see half of the fizz gone, half of the splash is gone, so that was a must.
I think the bigger relief, though, for Muzz, Shadow, and Sphinx is that they know with Mr. Savage's team having been wiped, there's nobody behind them. So now they can push forward and just control that more uncontested area of the zone. Still need to be wary, though. Are catching glimpses of Kanata, Bolt, and Rabbit in the distance. And of course, Swizzy, Queasy, and Mustache steadily starting to scale their way up towards an elevated position, but there's several other teams nearby that have the same intentions.
Yeah, if you guys see multiple teams in the distance, that Thunderbolt striking down, that Storm Surge, even though Swizzy, Queasy, Mustache don't exactly know those teams are below it, they will hear the shields crack. King's gonna go down, but Poyo is the one that's potentially stealing away those points. And maybe even the loot as it fully gets cleaned up. Swizzy, Queasy, Mustache putting the full target down on a PH in. He's just trying to get some of that loot from his fallen comrade.
Do Swizzy and Mustache ever miss?
No.
The answer's gonna be no. Okay, PH in, eliminated. Mustache with another one. But that's actually gonna be the first one of this lobby. They've just been collecting so many eliminations throughout today's lobbies, Jacob. It's almost crazy to think that that's their first, but Queasy could be in trouble. Does manage to break away from where Bolt, Rabbit, and Kanata are at, but Kanata, you know that he's scheming inside of this middle section. He wants to maybe try and set up for a pre-edit on their back turn, but they know there's another team directly underneath them. It's gonna be School and Southgo caught off guard. They're not gonna be able to make that transition. Ark still trying to press forward, but he's stuck in the corner. Ark trying to fight back, but there's nowhere left to run, and Bolt finds that elimination.
That is a lightning strike if I've ever seen one myself. Bolt taking down all 3 players of the NA West Major 2 champions, Arxful and Salco. And the thing about Arxful and Salco, I saw it for just a quick moment, they were below the damage threshold as well. So their aggression, even though they are picking up eliminations, isn't working out as good as they hoped.
But it's still a damper for Kanata and Bolts. Bolts now losing all of his shields. Still, he'll have the opportunity to recover that, but it's the loss of Rapid that's really going to start impacting where Bolts and Kanata might end up here. Fortunately for them, Zone pulling a little bit away from those mountain faces, so as a duo they can still look to break through the low ground. But Queasy, Mustache, Swizzy, Gentlemate's going absolutely ballistic in this audience right now, and for good reason. Mustache said it, we're just gonna keep winning, and they've got 3 already at the international level, Jacob. A land historic event, and they're still looking to see if they can get more.
We are literally watching the Queasy legacy in the making. Levin said it himself. The last time Queasy won 3 games in a row, he went on not only to win that major, but win 6 out of 12 games. Something that has never been done on that region of EU ever before and ever again. And this could be that moment in history that you look back at when you talk about how great Queasy actually is. It is all because of this, but there's still so many threats in their path. They just have to look up. They have to try to go for high ground and stop the play trade. Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo, they have been known to do it on NA Central. They just have to figure out how to do it here on the international stage.
And they might have to deal with Pars, Baka, and Pump along the way. Yapko, Seti, Panzer, they've also done a rather excellent job at just maintaining consistent performances, and they're looking for yet another repeat here, trying to clear some space in that secondary height. But they know if they want their odds to turn this into a victory royale, they're gonna need more than just secondary height. Pop balls, 2 clicks. This is big time for XSET because they need to pop off here.
Yeah, they truly are looking elite as a trio, taking the front side of the zone, something Yamzo knows to do best, but they have to be careful. Marius, Vanya, and Pixie, they're bouncing around with those crash pads, instantly climbing up that mountain, and that just means better positioning right away, and that gives them that luxury to look back and see all these other players rotate through. He's peeking through the stair, he sees Acorn, Aders, and Pollo, but it's not ready to go for it just yet, and nobody has even had an opportunity to look up. They're attached at the backside of the zone. They're attached right in the middle. It's not even going to be easy when somebody eventually does.
But that's the problem. Nobody else can actually make their way up towards the high ground because Sweezy, Queasy, and Mustache refuse to budge. They just keep shutting down every single opportunity, forcing these teams to converge onto each other as iDrop now trying to see if he can collect an elimination there. A knock, anything. He needs a massive refresh here, but it's Pixie who finds Hottie, Thaddeus, Pixie, and Vanya now looking to see what more they can seek out.
4 eliminations so far into the top 12. Placement points.
We know they are here,
in
but
half
they
of them.
don't know.
At least at the top 8 is Veno, Vico. They're in that line of path. Marius looking up for only a quick second. Not really focusing on the Queasy up above. It's probably too hard. You see the materials being drained right out of their inventory. Everybody else feeling the same thing. Forcing Yamzo, Higgs, and Clicks to drop down low. The blessing is they're in the front side of zone, so they have a little bit more to work with.
But the control from Queasy, Swizzy, and Mustache on the high ground, Jacob, they're forcing all of these teams to swap layers to ultimate low. And with that in mind, Mustache, Queasy, Swizzy, just non-stop berating. These teams are forced. They're looking up, they're looking down, they're trying to find refreshes, but they have no breathing room. They are being suffocated right now by height.
With the conversations going on before the Global Championship, Move probably smiling ear to ear right now with EU doing the performance that they are, but Kanata Bolts, they're trying to channel how they played in game number 1, finds a key elimination on the Reed, not just elimination points, but placements as well. Cammy balls, more points from the lobby. Swizzy's trying to drop down low, he's just getting loot, he's bringing it back up to his IGL.
And that is all Swizzy has to keep tabs on alongside Mustache. Everything getting dropped at Queasy's feet so he can have the ultimate success here. But Marius, he's in too much trouble. Marius trying to squeeze away. It's Vico, it's Veno, and Flixie chasing them down. They know that they're going to have to clear out all of these players inside of these lower layers if they want a real shot at beating Queasy up on height.
Yeah, if there's any team that I think has a chance to look up and at least give them a fight, it is going to be them. As Marius is forced outside of the zone, almost a 1v1 against Clicks, and Clicks gets the knock. Can he get the elimination? No, he can't. No Cypher for him, but the battle, the inevitability is finally here. Vico's taking charge, but he's also taking most of that damage. Flixie's forced to reload, and Benno is in that mid-cut as well. A challenge that they did not find success on, but relatively so. Even if they might not have the high ground, they put Queasy and Mustache on the back foot.
And that's the problem, Queasy, Mustache. They can still tank a little bit of zone here just because of that exotic Niz, but at the same time, Vico, Benno, Flixie, they're now trying to remind everybody this might be Queasy's tourney so far, but we still want to take the from that Mustache.
Benno down, Queasy down.
Biggest elimination of the Benno, the Siphon carrying him forward. The hopes of Gentleman now resting on his shoulders. Flixie trying to hang, but Flixie wins it all. Shutting down the dream.
Get out, people. What happened?
You better.
We talked about
Get
this
out!
as well. It was with that man right there, Benno, with Vico
Let's
and
go!
Flixie by his side. They are looking like a terror on the lobby. Frankie, we gotta hear what from them by themselves.
We need to hear what you have to say, Flixie. What's it like getting a victory royale here on LAN in Leon?
It's great. I mean, we died off spawn, we clutched the game. It's really good.
And yeah, you clutched the game. I mean, it was quite the competition between you and the leaders of the lobby. Were you aware it was Queasy you were up against?
I mean, we knew it was Queasy, but we're just better than them, so we just went up and killed them.
I think you might need to get a few more victory royales before you can say that. I do want to come to you, Benno, obviously up against an ex-teammate you know really well. Does that make it a bit more satisfying or even a little bit more in your head? You know each other so well.
Nah, if I can't win this tourney, I want Queasy to win.
Oh, I've never heard him say such nice things. Thank you, Benno. And of course, Choco, à toi pour Vico.
How do you feel after this first victory royale, and how will you do the second one?
Hey, I mean, I feel great, you know. We finally got a win that we wanted, you know. We're still calm though, but it's kind of hard. But hey, I mean, we're doing the best of it. Next round, you know, we're gonna win our spawn. We're gonna win the game again, you know. We're gonna catch up to Queasy finally and shit. So yeah.
Ils sont très déterminés à remonter dans ce classement et à continuer de monter. Ils adorent et surtout ils sont très confiants pour aller chercher une deuxième victoire.
Are you expecting to still be contested at Canyon Crossing?
I mean, we were expecting it because they were 9 down Asia, but I think there's no point for them to contest because, I don't know, even if they're winning, they're not getting good games, so.
Well, we will see after this short break.
Easy wins the global on first day. Yeah, maybe. But still catch up விளையாடலாம். Bolts, Ramana அங்க இருக்கான் பாருங்க. There are 2 minutes more.
hands the global championship. What could have ended in a crazy way results in Vico Beneflixi finding themselves a victory royale in game number 5. EU is truly on top right now. My gosh, I love the responses as well from the trio. Keeping it humble, keeping it honest. But for them, you know, especially now with one game to go, this is such a great way to go into that final game. Kind of start setting up for day number 2.
Such perfect timing for these guys, right? Coming into the last game right now, winning game number 5. And in the manner in which they did it, Levin, it's very similar to what we've seen throughout this entire season, an entire sort of year from these guys. The way they play high, the way they try and retake it. Weezy did make it a little bit difficult for them. It wasn't absolutely straightforward, so they had to drop down. But, I mean, this is exactly what we expected from these guys this weekend. They're finally awoken.
I'm going to throw some shade to my brother Zeke.
No.
I'm sorry I have to do it to you, Zeke.
Don't do it.
Oh, no.
Zone 11, we're watching Flixie. He looks up to high. He's looking up. He's scouting it. Zeke goes, yeah, man, don't even bother looking at high, bro. Don't even bother looking at high.
Oh.
But again, we can't blame Zeke, right? He's been on the NA for a year. Us EU watchers know when it's Flixie, Veno, Vico, a late high take. Zone 11 high take is their specialty. Again, like you said, not executed as cleanly, but executed like they know well. And a really big game from them here. It's a great momentum boost and a great response like they were alluding to after going down the score in the previous game.
Yeah. Listen, I just wanted Tweezy to win again. Okay, I wanted to see 6 in a row on land. Forgive me, Levin. I joined the EU crew. You know what? Maybe EU isn't on top. Going back to NA where I belong. Obviously, you know, still on the other side of that, easy. Like, if they had won that game, it would have been insane. The fact that they placed second, though, is still amazing, right? Like, you cannot deny it. But of course, if they had won the game, it just would have been just the tiniest bit better. My gosh, Squeezy, Merstack, Squeezy popping off here. 461 points, if I remember correctly. These guys are on fire, Mini. I don't know how we stopped them.
I mean, honestly, they were set up for success this entire end game. They really did well to claim that high ground like we expected them to do going towards the zone. They had a nice favorable follow force over to that hill. And then when Squeezy actually built out into the zone, which I thought was a really nice play, if zone was to pull over that hill, it ended up pulling the other way. So they did, of course, have to invest on materials, which is why they ended up going down a little bit earlier here. But, I mean, what a clutch here from a stash. What could have been?
I mean, look, I low-key do wish we were in the alternate universe where he wins that. Because there is one, right?
Yeah.
He's so close. It comes down to just the difference between a little bit of damage. Regardless of that, though, right? Still a fantastic game to help them keep their lead, keep momentum, right? Because the worst thing you can have in a situation like this, and, you know, speaking of Squeezy when he won 6 out of 12, it almost sort of did happen where after they had won, like, the 6th game, you know, they're almost like, everything's won, we've won it, you know, they have a bit of a mediocre game, and, like, the momentum's off, but it's fine, we've won the tournament. These guys haven't won the tournament yet, they need to keep that momentum, that's still a great game.
That's right, man. One game left to go before we say goodbye for the first half of the day of the competition. You heard that sound. The battle bus is ready. Let's get it.
One last ride on the battle bus to score things out for day 1 here of the FNCS 2025 Global Championship. And Leon has been absolutely electric through all of it. Massive shout outs and love to the fans here in the crowd. But firstly, Jacob, we have to tackle the elephant in the room. It's what's been taking place between Fortnitee and Jason since we last peeked in over at Kappa Kappa Factory in the previous lobby. But now we're back at
What if
home.
the other team wins today? FNCS who wins? So other team win பண்ணுச்சுனா அதுதான் சொல்றாங்க. Catch up விளையாடலாம். இது first day தானே அப்படினு சொல்லி எல்லாம் சொல்றாங்க.
Realize how this fight goes. Typically, it might be left to just one person trying to clutch up as Fortnitee gets that first sweeper shotgun. It's going to work out perfectly. Chicho goes down. Tayson follows next. That's back-to-back eliminations, but Chino's going to go down. That's going to give them an opportunity back. And if you notice, Fortnitee has no more ammo in his shotgun and wrist. It's trying to take advantage of that fact. He finally picks up a few, but the damage has already been done. Wrist with only 3 HP, and Pablo and Fortnitee on the other side are at least a duo, a strong duo at that. And they have a chance here to end the fight, and they do so with ease.
I want to believe, but when Pablo is just that healthy,
ALU Alula is the clan name. Okay. நம்ம கிளானுக்கு ஒரு நேம் வைக்கிறோம்டா. ஆனா NBD லாம் இல்லாம தாசமா வைக்கணும்.
Hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what work is. I've seen a lot of people who don't know what thirst is. I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness, but I just keep my head down and focus on the facts. I'm setting down gravel while you just follow the path. I'll lead them into battle while you're just too scared to act. I'll leave the knife right in my path. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
அவங்க எப்படி ஆடினாங்க பார்த்தீங்களா? FNCS லைவ் பேய் மாதிரி அடிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
Deep down, I know I'm a fighter. Deep down, I know my desires. Everybody thinks that I'm just a liar. They don't know what I got inside ya. I'm not one to fight fire with fire. I'm the type who never lets me get tired. Mess with me and they never will find ya. Yeah, people tell me I won't get it. They don't know me cause I'm cold winning. Always in the ninth, I close innings. Always in my mind, don't know quitting. I'ma be the one that blows up in it. You gon' be the one that shows up missing. I'ma be the one that knows my mission. You gon' be the one with no ambition. I'ma make you take it all back. You ain't never gonna get me, man, I'm too fast. Call me the juice, that 40-yard dash. Always look forward, no, never look back. I just spit the truth, better listen to my facts. Get me up in the booth and I put them on a blast. When I spit the truth, they all listen to the facts. Got nothing to lose, so I put the pen to bed. That's what I do, hard work always lasts. And the pain's not an act, though it hurts real bad. But you have to attack what you want to attract, or you're gonna look back and regret what you lack. Everybody knows that's a fact. Yeah, I just want my words to impact. Yeah, I just want my words to all last. Yeah, not sorry if I put you on blast. They know just what they see on the outside. They don't know just what I'm like on the inside. If you knew what I could do, you'd watch your backside. If you knew what I could do, you'd stay in outside. I'm the type of dude you don't wanna fuck with. I'm the type of dude enough is enough, bitch. I'm the type of dude who never gets complacent. I'm the type of dude who knows he's gonna make it, I'll make it.
நாடா ஆளக்கானமேன்னு பார்த்தேன். ஒரு மேட்ச் விளாண்டுட்டு வரேன். Veno to 30th place. Really? But still, கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமா தான் இருக்கு. நம்மளாம் லெஜெண்ட்ஸ் இது நினச்சிக்கிட்டு இருக்க பிளேயர்ஸ் திடீர்னு சொன்னங்கும் போது oh, it's a solo. No, it shouldn't happen. Who are you rooting for? Actually, I was rooting for this guy, Savage. When I was offline, not doing live stream, I used to watch him on Twitch. I'm a Twitch follower, you know. Savage is not going to be anywhere near the victory. But tomorrow they have catch up to play. I don't have any beef against Canadians, but if new team is winning, let them win. So that gives them a new recognition, right? Same piece. அப்படி திருப்பினா அடிச்சுட்டான். 80 பிங் போதுங்க. Look at my ping. It's 80. I don't know. So far it was super good. Suddenly it all went right. I hate when this happens. முடிச்சு விட்டாங்க. சூப்பர் கிரேசி. நம்ம லைவ் முடிச்சுக்கோ. இங்க ஏதோ சம்திங் பேட் டே டுடே.
I can hear them all start to say my name, oh. But it's not about the money or the fame, no. No, it's all about
ஆளா உன் சர்வர்ல போய் 0 பிட் ஆடுவோம்.
cause I'm loving what I do and I won't change, no. I feel blessed I can do
What the hell? My Europe server is 230 now. பா என்னப்பா யூரோப் சர்வர் திடீர்னு பிங் ஏறிடுச்சு.
Feel blessed, yeah, yeah, I feel blessed, yeah. I got them coming at me all angles. Ever since they heard my music, wanna tangle. I could feel them try to grab me by the ankles. I can hear them all start to say my name, oh.
Untouchable point.
It's not about the money or the fame, no. No, it's all about me just doing my thing, yo. Cause I'm loving what I do and I won't change, no. I feel blessed, I can do this every day, yo. Living every day like it's my last day, cause you have to. Any given day could be your final chance to act. You got only one life, live it right, don't hold back. Do exactly what you like, you gotta fight for your chance. You gotta rest in peace when you pass. You best believe I'll be the last you to ever leave. Regretting past news, I'll never be holding back. You feel blessed. Yeah, I feel blessed, yeah, I feel blessed, yeah, yeah, I feel blessed, yeah.
Seriously, it's 200 ping பா. என்னன்னு தெரியல இன்னைக்கு. இன்டர்நெட் எப்படி அவ்வளோதான் மீன் போட்டுருவான்ல அப்போ ஓடு. எஸ்எம்ஜி அந்த ஆமோ ட்ராப் பண்ணு. என்னமோ தெரியல. இப்போ யூஸ்வலாக 150 பிங்கில் இருக்கும், 150 பிங்கில் இருக்கும். Suddenly it went to. சரி நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் நாளைக்கு வராண்டா தம்பி. Alright people, those who actually supported me till this end, love you all. Thank you Pago and everyone. Love you guys. See you guys tomorrow.